You're listening to After the Review with Peter and Terrell. New episodes of our podcast are available every Tuesday afternoon on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podbean. If you like our content, remember to comment, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the episode. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is After the Review with Peter and Terrell. I'm your host, Peter, and back again, always, the quarantine boys, Matt and Terrell. Terrell, what's up?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Good, chilling. Matt?
Same, man. Just you know how it is. It's been kind of the same the past month. Just playing a little Call of Duty here and there with the boys, playing some Sea of Thieves, getting some workouts in. That quarantine routine, you know. Okay. I know what you're about to say, Terrell.
Texas boys can get out on Friday a little bit.
Not really.
Ooh, you're right.
A little bit.
25%. No one's gonna follow. Everyone's gonna get sick. It's gonna be whack.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
We'll see. I did love this weekend though, because it actually felt like a weekend. Unlike, as you said, the quarantine routine going on. Since we had the draft Thursday, it was an actual event. Ran through Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday night kind of felt like the end of a weekend, and then we got a little bonus day, and then got the last dance on Sunday night. So it was nice. It was a real nice change of pace. I enjoyed it very much so. So let's talk. I know we already touched on the first round a little bit. On the quick react, let's talk about winners and losers from the draft. Terrell, who were your big winners this weekend?
Big winners this weekend. The Dolphins obviously with getting a quarterback, and then they kind of just filled a lot of holes that they needed. The Jaguars, the Bengals obviously with getting Joe Burrow, the Ravens. They just they were already solid, and they just added more depth to everything they needed. And then the 49ers traded away Armstead. And then they flipped around and got another D tackle, and then they got back in the first round and got a receiver. So those my big winners.
I have kind of an issue with the Dolphins draft. I like the Tua pick. You didn't have to. They wanted Tua. They failed to tank for Tua, but got Tua anyway. Didn't have to trade up for him. But the Austin Jackson pick, I didn't love in the first round. It was really high for kind of a developmental tackle, I thought. Other than that, but. Like you said, they did wood. I like Cincinnati's. I love the T. Higgins pick to start the second round for Cincinnati. Give Joe another weapon, even though they got that's A.J. Green's replacement, essentially, running deep there. So they're trying to give their quarterback the best situation possible, and you kind of have to spending, you're investing in him pretty heavily, so I agree with that.
Yeah, you're definitely investing pretty heavily, and I think, given now they have some stacked receivers, I think, when they drafted T. Higgins, I thought automatically they're going to try to trade A.J. Green sometime mid-year. He's on a one-year deal anyway. Someone's going to need a receiver rental to make that push into the Super Bowl. I feel like the Bengals would definitely cash in on that and either get another first-round pick or second-round or third-round pick.
More than welcome. All right, Matt, how about you? Who big winners for you?
Big winners for me were the Ravens. Like Terrell said, they just kind of added to the kind of machine they already have, and they got Patrick Queen in the first round. Guy's a dog, played at LSU. Justin Metabuke from A&M, I think, was a really good pick. And what was that, the third?
Yeah, I think that was the third.
Third round.
They got J.K. Dobbins in the second.
Right, and then Devin Duvernay out of Texas, just dude's pure speed to pair with Hollywood Brown. Bengals got their franchise quarterback. I mentioned that earlier with T. Higgins to kind of replace A.J. Green or complement him. Who knows? Someone mentioned the 49ers, not necessarily in the draft, but they got Trent Williams.
Yeah.
So that Joe Staley retire, and so kind of the rich get richer over there.
Trent Williams is kind of I was mad because the Vikings were offering a third and a fourth. Apparently, the Niners only paid a third and a fifth, and he refused. He said I wasn't going to play for the Vikings, and it's like
interesting.
What?
I'm just I'm gonna be a little. It's Minnesota or San Francisco. Come on now. Which one would you rather live at?
But San Francisco said they're not going to extend him anyway, or they're not going to redo his contract.
Perfect. It's a one-year rental. I'd much rather stay in San Francisco. The team just went to the Super Bowl. Nothing against your Vikings.
I told you. I gave you that. Who's in a better situation if the Vikings add a left tackle or the Niners lose their left tackle? So now the Niners have a massive hole on their own line, and Minnesota shores up their weakest part of their team is the offensive line at left tackle.
But that's if you get him. But they got him, so they're back to right where they were.
Mm. This is true.
I know it's upsetting for him not to go to your team. I totally understand. I agree, but I think it just from what we hear about Trent Williams is like he's probably one of those guys. Destination is probably one of the key factors in it, or he's probably just a prima donna and he's just trying to cash in and win the Super Bowl. I really don't know.
He does sound like a lot to deal with.
Yeah, so I see why he was like, I'm gonna go where it's comfy, easy, whatever. I think that's more what it is. I wouldn't take anything personally as being a Vikings fan or anything like that. I think you guys will be all right.
I think it's kind of crazy, kind of end of an era too, with Joe Staley retiring too. Kind of was an all-pro for past, not all pro, all decade. But
he was the longest tenured Niner. I knew that. He's been through it all, the up and then the down again and then the back up. That kind of
legitimately
kind of fun.
Yeah.
I know it kind of sucks though, but
lost 2 Super Bowls. That does suck.
I know. Yeah. I was saying like you don't think they're so close. It must be some big health problems and him not stick around one more year to see if they can get his finally win the Super Bowl. I don't know.
I mean, those guys get beat up in the trenches. You know how it is sometimes.
I know, but honestly, does he really need to play every game? He could probably just.
I know he was the weak link for the team early in the year too. He was getting exposed real early in the year. He was really struggling.
Maybe that was it. Maybe he was like, I don't have it anymore. I can't do you guys. So I don't know.
Yeah,
sucks.
Yeah, and then I guess Tampa be my last. And you also said the Dolphins already. So because they got their franchise guy.
Tampa was close on one of my winners list. But I think most of their winning comes from the off season.
Yeah,
it is a whole. I think Kyle Hurd said that. It's like I don't look at the draft. I don't do draft grades. I do off season grades because I'm not going to project your 7th round pick or whatever. I'm gonna look what you did in the off season. I go, that's a fair point. The draft is part of the off season as a whole. What did you do to get better?
Right.
So, but
and then I think I said the Browns.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. We were talking about that first. That pick in what's his face? Jarek Willis, yes, the tackle, yes. Because he was right tackle at Alabama, which is the left tackle, which the Browns need because Tua's a left-handed quarterback. But then I read he only played right tackle in high school, so can he do the flip? Can he actually play left tackle in the NFL?
I think
okay. I follow you.
I feel like
I was confused.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. Lefty quarterbacks, man, Alabama over
there.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he can. But didn't they pick up a tackle anyways?
They did, but he's all Conklin from the Titans. He's also
a right tackle, right?
But he's a right tackle.
He's a right tackle.
So I think they're going to play Wills at left tackle, and they're kind of going.
I feel like you don't draft him at 10 unless you know he can play left tackle. You know what I mean?
It is a new regime. We don't know if we don't know what they know. I mean, Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, he is been around some pretty awful offensive linemen. So maybe he can do a little bit better job in Cleveland, but I don't know.
We'll see. I think they'll be all right. If not,
as we said, the make or break here. I did like the Grant Delpit pick at 44 was decent too, to add some safety help. Donovan Peoples-Jones, great pick in the 6th round.
My gosh, he's probably better than what he got drafted at.
Yeah, because he played for the shitty Michigan offense.
Yeah, like Louis Riddick was on when they were talking about him, and he really didn't have anything bad to say about him other than like he was just in a bad offense and he didn't really get like he runs a good 40 time, he can turn punts, he's big, he can go up and get the ball. Like he didn't really have anything bad to say about him, so I love that pick there. Like.
All right,
let's just wait for Shea Patterson and Jim Harbaugh.
Your favorite. We're not going to get you on the Jim Harbaugh rant.
Yeah,
Matt, we can wait. We can wait for when college rolls back around for you to rant on him again. Your best friend.
Yeah, of course.
I really like I love the Broncos draft. The more and more I look at it, they got their guy Jerry Jeudy in the 1st round. Didn't have to move for him. Got KJ Hamler in the 2nd round. I mean, they got Cushenberry at center in the 3rd from LSU. They just they're invested in Drew Lock at quarterback. They said, you know what, Drew, we're giving you all the weapons in the world. We're going to get it done. And then Vic Fangio says, I can do the defense, which I kind of believe. His defense was elite in Chicago for that 1 year. And then you saw them kind of fall off the wagon this year. So if he can get them back up to standards, and they lost how many games? I think they had the lead in 8 games in the 4th quarter last year, and they lost all of them. So that could be a really scary team. The problem is the AFC West is super stacked, ridiculous with the defending champs, KC, and then the Chargers. Who knows what the Tyrod Taylor looks like? But they got Herbert coming up, and then even the Raiders aren't that bad. I love Mike Mayock and Gruden, all they do is draft guys from Ohio State, Clemson, and Alabama. It feels like, just big time programs, which I don't hate. I mean, those guys play on the biggest stage in college. Maybe that transfers.
Yeah,
You better hope so.
Yeah, I was about to say if you're going to go all in like that,
you could pick worse schools to go all in on because I see some teams
sure.
that go all in on some sketchy schools.
True, but sometimes some of these big name people they bust the hardest. But I hope they don't. I do like the Broncos draft a lot and the Raiders draft. I feel like they both address needs that in the AFC West. Like for us to even get a chance to go to the championship or a Super Bowl, we gotta win. We gotta win the AFC West or be competitive in this division. And I feel like this is gonna be a complete track meet. I feel like this is gonna turn into the Big 12 division. So it'll be exciting to see. But
I'll take your chances if it turns into a track meet.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what
Sure.
because there's not a question who's the best QB in that division that has the biggest arm.
So it's not even close.
But no, it'll be exciting to see. I think if anything, it puts pressure on Steve Spagnuolo and that defense, that back end to get right. So I'm excited to see how it's all gonna work out.
I think. Wait, I'm sorry. One more thing. I'm not gonna say they had a great draft, but I think it's an interesting pick with Jacob Eason for the Colts.
That's their guy, I guess. Developmental. I don't know about him. All the stuff I heard about him is he's super talented, physically gifted. Yeah. He makes horrible decisions and does not have any work ethics. Kind of a dickhead, they said. Yeah. Maybe sitting behind old church-going Philip Rivers and his 15,000 kids. Get him right. Get him in the meetings. Philip Rivers is a professional, and he'll get him to be a professional. And you give him a year. I mean, he's totally sitting this year. So you give him a year. Yeah. Get them developed, and if it fits, I find it hilarious though. The Colts have Philip Rivers, the least athletic quarterback, and now they go to the least athletic prospect in Jacob Eason because that man's a dinosaur back there.
I was just about to say he's a statue back there, kind of like Eli Manning. He can't,
it's a good. It's not a big change. I like it. If you're gonna go for it, go for it. Roll with it.
For sure.
I
thought that was
don't.
an interesting pick. Yeah.
I don't hate that move at all. I think exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna let him 1 year under the ranks of Philip Rivers, and then try to give him a chance next year and see what he can do. And if it doesn't pan out, oh well, 4th round pick, we'll take another quarterback.
And they honestly had a pretty good draft too. They were right on the outskirts of a winner for me.
Jonathan Taylor.
Dude, Jonathan Taylor with Marlon Mack. Somebody asked, are you going to trade Marlon Mack? And I was like, hell no. We have a two-headed monster in the backfield now. With that offensive line, a bunch of road graders, they're going to play smash-mouth football. It works, The line's going to be able to protect. Michael Pittman Jr., another wide receiver addition, maybe kind of the T.Y. Hilton replacement because he's getting on the back end. I did like that.
Different style in T.Y., but yeah.
But yeah, it's the number one receiver replacement.
Yeah,
is what he's going to be. So I did like that for the Colts, especially since they're already pretty deep. Now, I know we said we were going to do that. I kind of want to toot my team's horn a little bit. The Vikings had a really good draft. We set the draft record with the most picks in the draft. I remember texting y'all. We had 12 picks coming into the draft, and we ended up with 13 picks on the third day alone. Now, we did a lot of wheeling and dealing and didn't end up taking that many picks. But I was a big fan of the additions we had. I already told you I loved the first round additions. I was okay with the second day. Big tackle Ezra Cleveland out of Boise State, block for our backup running back Madison. So same kind of system that works. Cam Dantzler out of Mississippi State, the corner, only person that gave LSU any sort of issues this year, shutting them down a little bit. A lot of special teams guys. Oh God, I liked it. I was very happy with my team, and I go in every year thinking we're going to screw this thing up.
No, keep going. We were listening more.
Yeah, it was, Troy Dye from Oregon, going to be a great special teams guy. They said DJ Wonham, the D-end out of South Carolina, they said he was the guy that made that defensive line go, but he just got overshadowed by Kinlaw, who was the stud in the middle there. He's like 6'4". He's built like Danielle Hunter again, so it's like... Again, I got to give a shout-out James Lynch, the D-tackle out of Baylor, Round Rock High School grad. Shout out to Round Rock. Ayo. So I was like it. And then I even liked the backup quarterback, Nate Stanley, Iowa. Hey, not bad. It's like a Kirk Cousins light.
Do you know how big Nate Stanley is, by the way?
Can he move?
No,
he's like 6'7", I think.
Yeah, he's a monster. I think he moves as much as Kirk Cousins does. Kirk Cousins don't move that much either. It's like that.
6'7" or 6'4"?
Is he 6'4"? I don't know, dude.
I
The
don't
man
know.
looks like a giant.
He's
Yeah.
he's 6'4", but he does look huge.
I know.
Yeah, I was
They said
when
he was
I,
going to be the top quarterback coming out, but he just kind of didn't put it any all together this year at Iowa.
when I was interning at UNT and we went up there and played him. I thought he was like a freaking gigantor out there. I mean, it's Iowa, so like everyone's big because everyone eats corn.
And you're not.
Whatever.
It's not like you're a small guy either.
Yeah, and it's like they ran the ball like 60 times or something like that, and like he threw the ball like 15 or something like that. So just a typical Iowa. That's just a random little thing. I saw Nate Stanley play when he was like a sophomore, I guess, a redshirt freshman or something, whenever that was. But
Yeah, all right, and I'll give the Cowboys some love too, Matt, because the Cowboys, they didn't address their safety need, which I didn't like, but
yeah,
their draft looked a lot better. The more the Eagles made picks left and right,
Right.
and the Giants made picks, and the Redskins made picks, their draft looked better and better. Because I don't think the Cowboys made a single bad pick on the end. So good on them. I like that.
yeah, they had really good value.
Yes,
second and third
Trayvon.
day,
I mean,
sure.
they did help their corner situation. So obviously, I know all the Cowboy fans are telling me it's like, oh, we got good young corners. Obviously, they may think they have good young corners, but they added 2 corners pretty high to go.
Yeah.
Which I like. So I was about
I
it.
think I heard because they're gonna have Diggs at obviously at one of the corner positions, or maybe thinking about sliding GW Woozier to safety. So that's just kind of what I was reading on Twitter. You know, obviously who knows, but I mean they did get Clinton Diggs, but you know I think we've talked about he's not really like the most insane cover guy.
Huh?
So maybe Woozier slides into the free safety or something like that, or strong safety. I don't. Who knows? I'll be honest. I don't know much about the safety position. So.
I saw people reacting to Diggs getting drafted because his brother Stephon was there, Bill's wide receiver, and he was getting super hyped for him. And I was like, "Oh, Diggs is gonna want to play for the Cowboys now." I'm like, "Well, he's still got 4 years left on his deal," but I'm like, "Yeah, it's what I mean, it fits the Cowboys. More diva receivers. They got a long, strong tradition of diva receivers." That put up numbers or don't put up numbers. We don't know. They're hit and miss sometimes, but it definitely fits their MO. So I was like, I could see it. So
yeah, and then they drafted another receiver, or not a receiver, a center out of Wisconsin, kind of going back to the well where they got Travis Frederick.
Travis
Obviously
Frederick.
not as talented as Travis, but you know, if you're going to go draft an offensive lineman, Wisconsin's generally at top
same
of the list.
kind of your
line.
system, little
Yeah, for sure.
nitty gritty run
just-
style.
Right. So yeah, I loved all the picks. Obviously the first pick was kind of shocking because no one thought
he was
Elam
gonna
could
be
get
there.
past 10 or 12 or whatever. But so yeah, man, I really like the draft. How about you, T? How'd you like the Chiefs draft?
I like Chiefs draft. They didn't really need a ton going into the draft. They always get the running back at the end of the first round, which I was pretty excited about. It's gonna be a great scheme fit. They addressed some other things. Linebacker, like I said, Willie Gay Jr.
Yes.
He's the second most athletic linebacker in the draft outside of Isaiah Simmons. So I'm just really pleased to hear that. And then went and got a tackle from TCU. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, obviously he can pass block. So we'll see how it all goes.
The 3 of us were in Discord together during the draft, and then when Casey drafted the guy from Mississippi State who broke his Willie Gay Jr. broke his quarterback's face in the bowl week practice because he got in a fight with him. We were just dying. I know, it was like, oh, you were like, why the Chiefs always got to draft guys like this?
Well, I was surprised they drafted because they were trying to go away from that because they've done it in the past.
Yeah, they got rid of Marcus
like,
Peters because of
that. It's stuff like that. But they said they did the due diligence and supposedly whatever that happened was way overblown. He actually played in that bowl game, so obviously it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Is that the Mississippi State quarterback that ended up transferring anyways?
You
probably don't know that.
I'm not sure.
Because I think they had a guy transfer, so maybe just no one liked him, the quarterback or something.
Yeah,
I mean, you never know. You never know. Yeah.
That definitely could be it. All right, let's talk losers. Who really stunk it up for you, Terrell?
Losers for me, first on the list, the Falcons. Drafting AJ Terrell, they were pretty high, but hey, maybe they saw some film we didn't.
I told you, dyslexic. He was ranked 61. They picked him at 16. They got a flip.
We got the Texans there. They just have a great draft.
Bill O'Brien keeps just when you think Bill O'Brien can't make worse decisions as a GM head coach. Good God, he just ugh.
Then I have the Packers there taking Jordan Love, and they should have took a receiver. That is to be up to debate. I think if we can dive into this deeper later, but like if you take Jordan Love, just let Rodgers know if you're gonna take Jordan Love, like, hey, we're gonna take Jordan Love, and this is the plan. Like, we're gonna ride you to the wheels fall off, but we want him to be ready for him to take this thing over. So I think that if that's what you're gonna do, that's how you attack it. In the last one, the Eagles, just because I didn't like the first round pick of the receiver they took, they could have easily took Justin Jefferson. Maybe that's not what they're going for. Maybe they're trying to go with the speed deal. Like, hey, we have these big guys who can go across the middle with our tight ends and Alshon Jeffrey, so we want some speed. Maybe that's their whole thought process was. So if that's the case, then they'll prove me wrong. They took Jalen Hurts, so it was hard for me to really put them on the.
That's what I was gonna say.
List.
You can't fully dock them because they took your favorite player.
Yeah, they can't fool them, Doc, because they took my favorite player in the draft. So
they at least let Wentz know. I heard they let Wentz know, hey, heads up, we're taking Jalen Hurts right here, and he said, cool.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, hey, we're taking him here. See, but that's the difference, between good organization. I could say the Packers are a good organization,
well,
but like,
I don't think the Packers are a good organization. Let's
just dive into it.
Yeah. I think they just don't. For some reason, they refuse to draft offensive skill players in the first round. That's not a quarterback. The past 10 years.
They haven't drafted an offensive skill player since Jordan Love was the first offensive skill player they drafted since Aaron Rodgers in 2005.
And that's so. If I was Rodgers, I'd be so aggravated.
Well, no. Well, to their credit though, I didn't cut you off, but like they've had pretty good success doing it.
Have they though? They have had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks for the last 20 plus years, and they've won 2 Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers is maybe the most talented quarterback ever to play the game. He's been to 1 Super Bowl.
I mean, that's true, but like
it's not like it's not like our division's been great.
Lions are
horrible. The Bears have been horrible. The Vikings went through a rebuild in the middle there. In Aaron Rodgers' prime, Minnesota was terrible from 2010 to about 2014, 2015.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Is this the same GM who was drafted 10 years ago?
Ryan Gutekunst,
but
he was there though.
But it's
right?
the same. It's the same president/ownership stuff. Even though they're publicly traded or whatever their weird thing they got going on in Green Bay. Well, you said difference between a well-run organization and a poorly run organization. How many teams have had back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks and only have 2 rings?
I just feel like if they would have added some kind of like.
Aaron Rodgers has thrown 1 touchdown pass to a first-round draft pick, and that was Mercedes Lewis this year.
Yeah, and it's just like he can't just keep throwing to me and you out there too. I know Devontae Adams is not me and you, but like that's one guy.
Yeah, and you saw what happened when you take away Devontae Adams, like the Niners did, and you can double him and bracket him with guys when you're that deep into the playoffs making a run. You just take them. Who do they got? A.J. Dillon. I saw draft boards. Well, I heard, I didn't see it, that they said A.J. Dillon, they took in the second round at pick 62, was ranked like 107 on some people's boards. There were a ton of good backs still out there.
Well, they didn't need backs, though.
Yeah, and they took him in the second round. Like, what are you doing? They took a mediocre tight end out of Cincinnati. There were 36.
And a not good tight end draft.
Yeah, there were 36 wide receivers drafted in this draft. The Packers didn't take a single wide receiver. They're waiting for guys to go through camp and then get cut, and then going to add guys, I guess.
Maybe trade for AJ Green.
Yeah, I was really about to say that. Like there's an AJ Green.
Yeah, but like
and then we got. I mean, I don't even know if Matt LaFleur is a good
coach.
I
like that though. Yeah. I like that.
Do we even know if Matt LaFleur is a good offensive mind though? Because the Titans were better without him this year, offensively, significantly better.
Did you say maybe it was Mariota problem, or do you think?
Yeah, that's not totally.
No, but Aaron Rodgers' numbers were worse offensively this year. They got outgained this year. They got very lucky, played a very soft schedule, and went 13-3.
Is Matt LaFleur kind of like from the schooling? He coached under Shanahan, right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna say Matt LaFleur is not a good head coach. Like that's a little ridiculous.
Well, we just don't know. He left an offense, it got better, and then he joined an offense and it got worse.
No, that's totally not fair. So the Titan, they changed quarterback, changed like what they were doing totally. That's not fair to put on him. Like
the Packers' offense did get worse though.
Did get worse. I mean, it did get worse, but they got farther.
But like I said, they played a third place schedule. Now they got to play a first place schedule. Good luck with that.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. So, being they also played third place schedule, but their schedule they had the worst third place schedule you could possibly have. It wasn't cupcake. They ended up playing like
they beat one playoff team, and that was the Vikings twice. They beat Kansas City without Pat Mahomes barely.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Matt Moore almost had this. So I don't know. Vegas doesn't believe in him either. Their win total is only 9. Their over under is 9, I think.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm just saying, like it's like it's a lot to go off and just say he's not a good head coach right now.
All right, that's fair. He's not bad. Who else had
the hot take though?
Yeah, how about who else had a bad draft? What is Bill? I know what Bill Belichick's doing, but man, that draft was bad. He can't draft good. He's not a good drafter.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like maybe he's addressing some things we don't see, we can't see because he's just so head and shoulders above the rest. Obviously, I thought they were going to take a quarterback. I thought they were going to take Jordan Love there.
They took a kicker and a punter before they took a quarterback.
And then I was like, they're not going to take a quarterback. What sense does it make for them to take a quarterback if they haven't let Stidham, try out? I mean, not really try out, but like see what they got in him. So we'll see. I feel like he got in for like a game at some point. He just threw a pick six, like his first.
He did.
throw.
They had to bring him back. They had to bring Brady back in a game that they pulled Brady because they were kicking ass. They had to bring him back in because it was. Here it comes. Whatever. If they're gonna win a game next year, it's gonna be 6-3.
Gotcha. I heard Brian Hoyer might even be the starter, so we'll see.
And I think they're probably just kind of planning to tank and maybe be in the sweepstakes if Trevor Lawrence comes out.
Oh no, Trevor Lawrence is coming out. Gotta.
Yeah. And then Justin Fields too, right? They might be in the mix.
It'll be again. Those will be 2 top 4 quarterbacks probably just coming out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He at least drafted. I mean, he drafted a safety out of Lenore Ryan, Division 3. Yeah, and like nobody.
Division 2 in Hickory, North Carolina.
And everyone was like, "What?"
Today. Yeah.
They had a nice facility though on those highlights. I was very impressed.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
But very weird.
More money in Division 2 than people think. I think.
Some better than some Division 1 programs the way they've been getting cut these days.
Right.
It's like, who else? Seattle. Can you defend the Hawks, Terrell? Pete?
With the draft, I mean, from what I read, they got a decent draft grade. But they need a C. They had a C. The first round pick.
The first pick is like an F. That's an F.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher for sure.
Rip in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, man, this team needs a lot, but they have a lot, and I don't know. Russell Wilson covers so many holes for them. Like they need to address a lot of things.
They didn't upgrade. They drafted Damian Lewis.
I thought they needed to address their back end like a ton. I feel like they still hold on to Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner's there, but KJ Wright's kind of holding them by a thread. So I see why they took a linebacker. They're like, hey, we're just gonna replace KJ Wright and be able to keep this thing floating. But I thought they really need to address the back end. They really need some receivers to Russell, and they really didn't really do that. I mean, they addressed they got a DN. They needed some pass rush, but I feel like they're still gonna bring Clowney back. They got a guard. They got a tight end, and they just did a bunch of blah to me. So we'll see. But they always seem to patch it together. So I don't know. Pete Carroll's gonna have to do his finest job of coaching here if they want to make a run at it.
Don't you kind of feel like they've been drafting a lot like the Packers?
Yes,
they have Russell.
Well, that's not fair because they took DK Metcalf last year in the second round pretty high.
You're right.
I agree though. They don't. Russell Wilson's arguably the best quarterback in the NFL just from whatever.
No, you can say that. That's not like a crazy.
No, it's him or Mahomes, I would say, are the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Too.
So it's they piece it together. He, like you said, he covers up for so many holes that they put out there, and then they don't put the ball in his hands enough late. Like, I mean, I guess I can see they drafted the tight end pretty high out of the 4th round because they saw once Disley went down, it was bad. After that,
what do we think? 4-win team without Russell, maybe
easily a 4-win team without Russell.
Yeah.
Because everybody stacks the box against them, and you can't throw the ball downfield.
Yeah,
they can throw the ball down.
With Russell, you can because you're afraid of Russell.
Oh, without Russell.
Yeah, without Russell. If you have any other mediocre quarterback back there, you're not You're not afraid of them at all.
This would be another one of my teams that could get into the AJ Green sweepstakes. I think definitely. I think adding AJ Green would definitely open up this offense a lot. I know they want to stick to this this run game and all this stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they have something on their sleeve.
It depends what their contracts look like, because AJ Green's getting decently paid, I think.
Yeah, he's on his franchise tag. So yeah.
So good.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it'll have to they'll figure something else. They don't have a ton of money, but I do believe I think it's Clowney's best option just to come back and try to run it back. This team is like a true they just they stay in the game long enough to just hang around and hope
they play that game. They love it. I told you they play that game on purpose. They be like, lull you to sleep, la 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 la. We're gonna play an ugly, close game, and I trust. Yeah. And at the end of the game, 5 minutes left, I trust Russell over every other quarterback. Is their MO to go win the game, and that's why they always. Yeah. That's why they always beat the Vikings, because the Vikings love playing that exact same thing. It's like, yeah, we're gonna play defense, play a low-scoring game, and Seattle's like, okay, we'll give the ball to Russell. Russell will score a touchdown to win the game. That simple.
Yeah. So they drafted another running back, was his head scratcher.
I don't think they know what their running back situation is.
Actually, it makes sense though, because when they got down to like the third or fourth running back, it was really bad.
it was Marshawn Lynch back there, and then maybe some guy that they found in a tryout.
Yeah, it was bad. Like that's telling me that's the only guys they could have found late in the year like that. I think they could have found someone else, but they wanted to go with someone who's been there and kind of knows the system. But I don't know. You telling me you couldn't find anybody else?
I don't know. How about my favorite loser draft pick from the last 2 days? The Chicago Bears taking Cole Kmet with their first pick to make the 11th tight end on their roster currently. What the hell are you doing? Why do you have 11 tight ends? I know obviously people are going to be getting cut and stuff, but really, Chicago? Really? You haven't. Maybe they're tanking too. They know Nick Foles can't cut it. They know Trubisky can't cut it, and they're tanking for one of those quarterbacks for next year.
Yeah, because I know Ryan Pace was not an idiot, right?
Great head of hair too. Great lettuce.
Yeah, I was saying that to someone else. I said, "Dude has a head of hair on him." So, but yeah, I don't know, because I know Ryan Pace is an idiot. I know Matt Nagy's not a bad coach either. So I don't know. I'm just confused, but. Yeah, that pick was interesting.
Maybe they're I think they're gonna go. My guess would be they're about to go run heavy and change the offense from this all this this kind of the gadget stuff that they do. I think they might just try to go run heavy, play a hard play action. Hey, here's your two reads
with
Foles. Read one, read two with Foles. Take some shots down the field because they still have Allen Robinson. They do have a couple decent receivers. So I guess that's maybe the move. And they did drop a running back pretty high last year. So they at least should explore that route because they didn't really give Montgomery the ball like they should have last year.
Yeah, I mean, their problem is they're in the wrong division to be trying to go for that run-heavy team with the defenses out there. And Minnesota's shut that down all day. And then Green Bay's defense actually was pretty good last year up front. So I don't know. I'm okay with it if you want to be bad. Anything else? We got any other interesting tidbits over here?
No, I think we got hit on my teams too. Yeah.
All together, the whole virtual draft I think went really well.
It did. It was Roger Goodell was struggling on day 2 by the end there though. Went to almost midnight. They must have had a technical glitch or something because it took forever towards the end there. And they're as soon as a team made a pick, another team's pick was already in. So there was a large backlog of picks, I guess. So something must have happened behind the scenes a little bit without us knowing. But my man was struggling over there.
Do you blame him though?
I know.
Could you really blame him?
It was a long day. He was probably up at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah, he was probably up early, then stayed up late. At least he just got to go straight upstairs and get to his bed, which is nice probably. But man, he was leaned back for a minute there. He should have had a plan though.
It was stages. At first he's standing up. He's like, I can't stand up anymore. I'm sitting in my chair. And now
he changed. You missed it. He was in a suit. He's like, I'm tired of the suit. I'm getting a sweater vest.
And then he's sitting back in the chair, relaxing. Now he's sitting up, looks like he's about to fall asleep, getting annoyed. He was eating his He had a big old jar of M&Ms. And I told you he was snacking on them M&Ms.
Yeah, he probably was. But yeah, I don't know. He should have had a plan in place. Hey, after the second round, we're just gonna throw the picks on the screen.
That's what they did for the third day, thankfully.
I know the third day, but just throw them on the screen. I'm done with this. You're the commissioner. You can call it when you want to be done. Shit, who's gonna tell you anything else?
Goodell's 100% like a robot pretending to be a human, like really hard sometimes,
Yeah.
like on camera. I don't know. Sometimes just like, I don't know.
He's not. He doesn't know how to socialize, like have a normal social
Right.
conversation.
That's
with
how it
people.
feels like. Yeah. When I'm watching him, I'm like, God, like he's so awkward.
That is. I don't know. That must be a thing. He seems like a guy who never played football either. But apparently he
I don't
did.
know. Did he? Yeah,
He
didn't
played in high school. Apparently, I don't know if he played in college. Probably, maybe somewhere small. He just looks like like you said, a sticker. Oh, how about my boy? This is one I got to talk about. Our boy Brandon Mann getting drafted by the Jets. Probably the best pick of the draft in the 6th round. Elite. A&M's just a punter factory.
Yeah, that's what we are. We should just like.
I'm highly considering getting a Brandon Mann Jets jersey because I love the Jets also.
You should do it.
Yeah, with your Jalen Hurts jersey.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt.
No, dude, it's all right. I think I can look past it because Hurts is such a good guy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't
You
give
go
me.
past it until they're on the goal line and you see him about to run one in for a touchdown.
Ooh, because we know he's gonna stick it down there too. Let's talk about the durability thing with Hurts too, because if he didn't get hurt this year, because Lincoln Riley was trying to kill that man this year. If he didn't get hurt this year,
gosh.
he's not getting hurt. Like unless it's something crazy.
That man put him like he was like
He's the opposite of Carson Wentz. He's the opposite of Carson Wentz.
Yeah, he made him a bulldozer. He's like, listen, I'm gonna make you go through the Big 12 physically. So that's what he put him through. And he conquered. Remember his freaking like visor got popped off during the Baylor game or something crazy?
Oh yeah, bro, he cracked
like
it. His visor cracked, and he took it off and then put a different one on.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I think I have like one more interesting tidbit is apparently Jerry wants CeeDee Lamb to wear 88. I think we kind of already talked about that. Prior.
Oh yeah, they did. They announced everyone's jersey but his. I saw.
Yeah, and I think he doesn't want it. From what I've heard, that he doesn't want to wear 88, which I don't.
Yeah, I
feel like you kind of ruined. I feel like you kind of ruined the glory of '88 when Antonio Bryant wore it. You know, not even. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sound like an
why
ass,
put
like,
that extra
pressure.
thing on him? Like, he doesn't want to wear that number. Let him wear whatever number he wants.
Yeah, because I'm gonna get a CeeDee Lamb jersey, and I'd much rather it be like
15,
I don't know,
something,
15,
something
10, like 10.
You get one before he steps on the field. You gonna see if he's good first.
Nope, he's going all in. He's all in, Terrell.
I did that with Dak, and I was right.
Ooh,
Remember that, Pete?
I thought he had played a little bit before you got it, but you did get it in his first year.
No way, you saw Dak play like the preseason, and you know he's gonna be pretty good.
No, he got it. He got it during the regular season. I think it was after that Pittsburgh game.
Okay,
That sounds right.
Yeah, we were in that game where they upset Pittsburgh in Dallas.
To be fair, I do have a Gurley jersey. Rip.
Hey, Gurley's not that bad. I don't know what y'all talking
He's
about.
got no knees.
He's not bad. Okay,
he's got no knees.
Here's the thing. He's not bad. It's just like I feel bad for him because like he's not as explosive as he was. I shouldn't. Okay, I made it sound a lot worse than that. Yeah.
Like he's still like the top half of running backs so they're in the league.
100%. He's a top 15 running back.
I don't know about that.
Yes, name me some more. Like his numbers, they declined, but they weren't that bad this year.
So let me see. CMC 1.
CMC 1. Zeke. Dak.
2.
Or not Dak. Dalvin. Duh.
Okay.
Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
Chubb.
I'll give you
Chubb. Joe Mixon. You're not giving.
I'll give you Henry. I'll give you Henry.
Yes.
We're at 6.
Henry for sure. Who else? Let's see.
No one on the 49ers.
As a unit.
Yeah,
I'll give you Chris Carson possibly.
Oh, I wouldn't even go that.
Yeah.
Okay, not that far. Okay. 6.
I don't think we go. Saquon.
Okay.
Alvin Kamara.
LaShawn?
Okay.
LaShawn? No, he didn't do that good last year.
Josh Jacobs.
Kenyon
Drake had a better year.
Had a better year or a better running back. Come on.
All right, we can put Gurley at like 15. All right.
No, you didn't get 10.
Let's see. Leonard Fournette.
I'm taking Gurley still. Gurley catch the ball in the field. You keep forgetting that. Like Leonard Fournette.
Gurley can't run is the problem.
He can't 2-run. Oh my gosh.
I just think he's not a 30-touch guy. He's like a 15-touch guy now.
Well, no, yeah, hardly like people who how many people are 30-touch guys now? Like Saquon, Josh Jacobs,
the top 10.
CMC,
Yeah, Zeke, Dalvin, Derek.
Zeke. Dalvin, Derek, like
Joe
that's 6
Mixon,
guys
Nick
that-
Chubb.
Okay, I shouldn't even say 30. It's probably like 25 touches.
Aaron
Probably
Aaron
for top
Jones might be
guys.
trending up too. Who knows?
Yeah.
They look good in that offense.
See, here's the thing.
There's like 5 30-touch guys.
Hey, don't judge me if I get a girly black Falcons jersey.
I'm not. I'm with you.
Okay.
I think it's. I don't think it's like time for us to be like.
Ooh,
Todd
how about
Gurley's
Philip
trash.
Lindsay? Give me.
No,
Oh,
might give me Philip.
oh,
No,
you're
son.
killing me. I love me some Philip Lindsay.
I like Philip Lindsay too. He was on my fantasy team, but like,
It's more productive.
you know he?
You know who Todd Gurley is better than? James Conner.
Oh,
That's
easily.
true.
But I like James Conner. Such a good guy.
Yeah, nice guy.
I don't
Always
wanna-
hurt.
yeah.
All right. Okay. You're selling me a little bit more, but it's trending opposite directions. Everyone else is young trending up, and he's trending down with no knees.
Is he
Figure it
what,
out. I
27? Is he 27?
Todd Gurley.
Something
Yeah.
like that. He's older.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, someone probably his better years are past him, but he isn't garbage.
He's only 25. He turns 26.
25.
He turns
Oh,
26 in
he-
August.
He'll figure this shit out. He'll figure it
He's
out.
got. There is no figuring out arthritic knees though.
It'll be all right. He'll be like he won't be a 30-touch guy like we talked about, but when he touches the ball, he'll be okay.
I mean, the Rams did cut him for a reason. They took a massive cap hit to cut him.
That's their problem.
It's not like they cleared up any money or issue. How about sleeper Miles Sanders, another sleeper. A lot of sleepers out there.
I like Miles Sanders, but like yeah. These are guys. You're not talking
Ooh,
about guys
Mark Ingram definitely better than Todd Gurley last year.
last year, yeah.
It's true.
But
Did someone say Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, I did.
Gurley had 12 touchdowns last year and almost 800 yards rushing.
Yeah, but
How many yards receiving? 400?
Receiving. Let's see. He only had 200 yards receiving.
Okay. Still 1,000.
The most he ever had was 788, and that was 2000.
It's just
What
I
was
guess
his
it's
most yards? What was his most rushing yards?
Most rushing yards was 2017 when he had 1,300.
I
He had
guess
12. He had 1,200 2018.
it's just jarring the fall off because he went from MVP candidate to
Yeah, I mean,
Meh.
yeah, he was 500 yards under what he was, but he had he had like 30 more less carries, so I don't know.
Speaking of running backs, how about Chris Johnson hiring somebody to kill somebody?
oh yeah, we never talked about that.
What?
Allegedly, you didn't hear about this?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. It was a guy that shot him, right? And then they tried to. Didn't Chris Johnson get shot at one point?
I don't know.
Or
Maybe.
shot at? And then he like hired some guy to like shoot a guy who it was like him or a family member. I don't know, Terrell. It's kind of. I haven't read anything. I was just like.
This is
Well,
alleged.
look, we'll lead the podcast with this next week. How
Yeah,
about that?
Okay.
we
Yeah,
do a
let's
little
do
bit
that.
more into it on that.
Yeah. So
You can't
I
just
just kind of want to
just dropping that bomb out there, even though it's been out there for a little bit. On Terrell was like, what? Yeah. Ooh, how about, I know we talked about this before. We all saw Alex Smith's leg. Oh, my God.
Ugh.
So bad. I don't know how he's coming back.
You know how much I care for Alex Smith.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be okay. And
I don't know how
if
you
he's
play
gonna-
football again from that.
I think he's going to try to. He's trying.
I
He's trying
know.
to play football again.
It seems like a
Uh,
stretch.
With the Redskins or
I don't know. He'd be good for them in that locker, no, in the office. I mean, not office, but in the meeting rooms. For
That's
those,
why they kept keeping him
young
around.
guys.
That's why they kept him around
Yeah.
last year, too. It's not like
I'm not.
cut
Yeah,
him.
I don't know. He taught Mahomes how to be a professional. I don't think Mahomes really need to learn much from Alex Smith, but I think he taught him how to be professional and go out about doing things. So, yeah, it'd be good for him to be around those young guys.
All right. Do we have anything else? It feels like sports is done for a while again.
I heard the NBA is trying to figure things out.
I know they announced, oh yeah, May 1st you can go back, and they're like, May 8th. Like 2 days later, they push that back again.
Okay, but they're trying though.
They're-
I think baseball's still trying to, is what I heard. They're trying to really get a season in. I think June 1st or July 1st is like kind of a cutoff date of like most leagues have been like, all right, we're not going to play this year.
Well,
But
baseball said they could do July. They could do a short season starting in July. Start July
I think, yeah,
it'd be
1st,
shorter anyway.
and then play it into middle October again.
They could cut 50 games from baseball.
You
to be
can
honest with
you
you.
cut 62, play 100. I won't deal with it.
Yeah.
Basketball.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
LeBron's
think-
gonna let them cancel the season.
Yeah, me either.
LeBron doesn't have that much power anymore.
You'd
He
be
does.
surprised.
But he's not the president like the Players Association. But
Hold
he's
up.
like Chris Paul.
There was all I know is it was talk that the season was not going to get played. LeBron made a comment, and then like 3 days later, it came out that there's growing optimism like this thing's getting played because LeBron said we're playing this thing. You're not going to deny me of my.
They can figure it out, man. I think it's optimism. If anything I see, I think the world is trying to trend to figuring this whole thing out.
Yeah, just no fans. They said no fans the whole season. We're gonna play sports without fans for a while, which is gonna be a bummer. I feel like football will be the most fun to watch without fans.
Why?
Because you'll be hearing the call outs and stuff. You can actually hear how much guys communicate and talk in football.
I think you hear that more in basketball than football.
Basketball's gonna be a lot of shit talking. You're gonna hear guys getting in each other's mouth. Football, you're gonna hear like
That's
actual.
what I want to hear.
Yeah, I know that. But football, you're gonna hear like call outs, like guys making adjustments and stuff.
I think they'll have people in the stands for football, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
It just won't be. It won't be it'll be half of whatever capacity.
My dad pushed an idea like that. Like you fit 500. You can fit 10 in a row. You get 5 at the end of one on one end and 5 on the other end. So you're not walking over people, and you buy the tickets in five packs. So it's like you and your 5 people you're okay with going with, and it's just like a lot of space. So it's.
I just think it is what it is. I think at the end of the day, like these universities are gonna have to figure something out because they can't afford not to have football.
Because I've been speaking of, I was trolling kind of Football Scoop, just kind of seeing because I like Football Scoop's a good website. Everybody, if y'all didn't know that, to get info on pretty much anything college athletics wise. But see a lot of coaches, a lot of staff taking pay cuts. So I mean, universities are kind of already feeling the impact of not having spring sports.
My
so
boy Bill Self took a pay cut.
Yeah, and there's going to be an extra added pressure, I think.
So,
but like people like
only
that,
some programs are feeling the extra pressure. LSU got brand new locker rooms. Those things are insane.
Okay, but that was already done before all this happened.
I know. That's money in the bank. You think they didn't get all that money from winning a natty? They got billions sitting in the bank.
No,
really.
they already were gonna redo their football season before they even won that.
I know, but just talk about the money that they have sitting around now. It's not like they're struggling for cash. Oh no, the top people. Maybe if the top people took some pay cuts, not coaches. I'm talking board of director people that don't do anything. Be a little bit of different story over here.
Like who?
What if the board of directors take a pay cut because they don't do anything? No, they have to make sure they get their money first. Not
Are you meaning like athletic directors?
Or yes, anything or just board of directors for the university.
Like the board of regents?
Yeah, anything. President.
Man, I don't know about cutting athletic directors' money. I don't know about that.
They're not doing. I'm talking about like the board, like people on the board who aren't doing anything currently because there is no school or anything going on really. No, they make sure they get paid first, and you're gonna cut the salaries of lower employees to make sure they get paid. Is my point. They're not They're not helping think about like the freaking loans. How about the Lakers took out this loan for the small business loans? What are you, insane? They gave the money back because they got backlash, but like, how is that even a thing? Lakers are worth what, $4 billion?
Yeah,
they ain't struggling for money. This is stupid.
Yeah, for sure. The small schools, though,
I think
like your schools like North Texas.
Pay the work.
Hey, guess what? They have the money to pay them. Just take it off the top. It's not like you're not operating at massive profits every year. You're the Los Angeles.
No, you're not
Lakers.
wrong. But to the credit, these universities, they aren't taking money from the lower class people. All I've seen is like head coaches are being.
Well, they're cutting programs. They're just cutting entire programs.
I haven't seen too many people cut programs. I've seen head coaches take pay cuts. I've seen high pay coordinators take pay cuts, and athletic directors usually get paid like way less than the head coaches and all that stuff.
I think one of the highest paid athletic directors is like $1 million.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, that is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. But
percentagely, guys are taking pay cuts based on a percentage of revenue that they make. That's not reasonable. They make so much money. The top universities, it's disgusting. They can afford not to pay certain people and like have a little less profits. Who is making? Where's all this money that they make going? Somebody's pockets are getting lined.
Well, to be fair, a lot of schools like A&M who make a bunch of money, a lot of it goes
the most money.
It goes back to the university.
Yeah, but like I said, there's nothing going on in the university right now. They're not doing anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying it's not necessarily
they're already paying. People are already paying full price for tuition. We already know, which is bullshit. Like, they're not giving students their money back when you pay for on-campus services like the rec. We paid for the rec. You can't use the rec.
I didn't know. I think they are. They did. They gave their money back.
No,
So
sure. I know. I saw lawsuits coming up for multiple universities because they aren't paying back tuition.
I saw a couple emails come across. At least A&M, like they were giving back money for on-campus.
That's true. You are on
campus.
You're on the inside on there still.
I think some of these universities are doing the right way. They're like cutting the head coaches, the coordinators who make a lot of money. Even athletic directors are taking a pay cut. Like that's how you should do. The people at the top, those ones who can stand the pay cut. Like Bill Self's taking a pay cut. Like he'll be okay. Like whatever.
I want the board. I want the board of regents and some of the people who get a little back.
I don't know what the board of regents pay. I don't know.
They make all the money.
I know they make all the money, but aren't those usually like donors that are on there? No. Like people like who already have outside influences.
These people who don't need basically people who are making profits off the sports programs don't need to be making as much profit as they
when I will start getting upset is when athletic directors aren't taking pay cuts and you're recruiting your ops guys, your media guys, your finance guys,
your stadium employees,
that's gonna start. That's
facilities.
Gonna really upset me. That will. Upset
me. But from what I've seen, all the athletic directors have done that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All it takes is one athletic director to do it, and the rest will like almost have to follow.
Pressure.
Because just imagine the PR.
I'm waiting for the programs to start folding is the problem. When they start cutting programs, like smaller D1 schools just start cutting programs. Because
I believe a school, I saw Division II do that.
Cincinnati cut their, I think, men's tennis, and somebody else cut men's soccer. It's like, okay. Eventually, we're just going to get football and basketball.
Yeah. Well, eventually what's going to happen is they're just going to have to play sports is what's going to happen.
And then, luckily we've played football this year, so that money just came in, and they can use that.
They just missed out on like $600 million on a tournament.
NCAA. I know the tournament, but I'm talking about universities itself. Yeah. So
hey, speaking of losing a lot of money, I don't know if we didn't talk about this, but I thought this was really interesting. Is the Wimbledon people, they took out insurance.
They were prepared. They've been taking it out for 17 years. They've been prepared.
and then they paid it all out, right?
I think it was 17 years, and they were paying like $2 million a year for insurance, and it paid out like $600 million for the event getting canceled. So it more than paid for itself. Something ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's always I'm sure insurance companies will not be offering.
They're not gonna be fans of that. But.
Yeah, because of course, who foresees what's going on now? But
Wimbledon, geniuses.
Yeah, for sure. So
the risk management department foresees this.
100%. Yeah, for sure. Dr. Pittman, shout out.
There you go.
All right, I think that's gonna do it for us this week. Hopefully, we'll find something else. Sports. It was nice to have a weekend back. So we'll see you all next week.